Hello, 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 Ignacy Trzewiczek, Portal Games. This is the third video dedicated to First Martians. Welcome again. Today I'm going to talk about the building action. Last time we talked about explore, gather, research, and today we finish the working block with the building action. You can build in three different ways in this game. The first way is actually building new facilities to expand your habitat and build new rooms, new facilities. We have a special deck with the special cards. This is the facility cards deck. We can have, for example, here backup solar panels, which means that we can build additional solar panels or additional oxygen generator or additional farm, etc. Different scenarios, different missions will ask you to do so. In the very first mission in the game, make yourself a home. This is a mission about actually building a secondary backup farm, a secondary backup oxygen generator, and secondary backup solar panels. In one of the campaigns, you will be hosting a guest on Mars. A new team of astronauts is coming to Mars, and you are building new crew quarters and a new med lab and a new farm for them. So you'll be expanding the hub as well. So this build action, expanding the hub and building new rooms, is all based about putting new cards into the game, and therefore you have more and more cards, more and more rooms, and your habitat is growing bigger and bigger. So this is one of the ways how you can spend build action and actually build something on Mars. The other way how we can build in this game is to actually upgrade the facilities. In Robinson Crusoe, you have inventions that are pre-constructed, like knife, fire, pot, and the other ones. And there are always 5 new inventions that are drawn randomly, and they change the game a lot. In this game, in the First Martians, once again we have pre-constructed facilities. We have pre-constructed crew quarters, med lab, research lab, working bay, and all these rooms. But we can randomly draw upgrade cards, and change abilities, change the skills of these particular rooms. So, for example, we can build a tech room, and therefore working by will work a little bit different. We can build, for example, a server cluster, and the research lab will work a little bit different. If we build such a card, we will take appropriate token. We have tokens for all these cards, and we put such a token on the board. We have here, for example, auto scanner. This is an upgrade for the med lab, and if we build such an upgrade, we'll put this upgrade here on the board in the med lab, or we have here server cluster, or we can have a tech room, and therefore our habitat, our base is now working better because we just upgraded these base rooms into something better. We start the game with a different number of upgrade cards. It depends on the difficulty level you chose. In the single mission. If you play a campaign, if you play a long run, it is even more interesting because you start the campaign with all these cards. And during the campaign, in the first scenario, in the second scenario, in the first scenario, you are going to build this stuff and you are going to expand this habitat and make it better and better. We strongly advise in the rulebook that in the first and the second scenario of each of campaigns, you should upgrade your facilities as much as possible because you need these powers later on and you need these rooms to work better for you. So there'll be a lot of discussions, a lot of plans from the players, which of the facilities to upgrade in the first scenario and which in the second, etc., etc. So we can build new habitat rooms, new facilities. We can upgrade existing facilities and make them better. And the third thing that we can do with the building action is actually repair the stuff that we already have. So we have all these facilities, and if you can look at the board, we see now at the beginning of the game all these cubes are green. All these cubes show us that everything is tip-top, everything is perfect, no problems at all. But during the game, when the game have couple of rounds into the game already, we will have couple of malfunctions and different game effects like events, like adventures, like malfunction cards will start destroying the habitat, will start destroying some of the facilities, and the red cubes start to show up on the board. These red cubes are the alarm cubes. This means that something is really, really wrong and you should pay attention to the situation. And during the game you can spend build action, you can make a build action to actually repair the things, fix these problems and remove the red cube and put a green cube. How we do that is very simple. Each of these cubes represents different I would say, parts, different things that you need to repair. This is connectors of energy, this is connectors of oxygen. This is steel and iron, big parts that actually are construction of this room. And here we have a processor's chips data that needs to be so this facility is running. And to fix any of these things, we will need these particular spare parts, so processors, iron, energy, etc. So players have to spend these tokens and make a build action to actually fix the problem. But at some point, as you can imagine, as you can expect, you will run out of the spare parts. We are in the middle of the scenario, you already spent all the spare parts you had, and still you have some problems. And this is the moment when we have to improvise, we have to find a solution, and as I mentioned in the very first video about the game, science the shit out of this. We have no spare parts, and yet we can do something about this. So the first thing we can do is actually decide to not build upgrade cards, not to build them, but actually to discard them. Every upgrade card actually represents some spare parts. So you can choose one of the cards, you say, okay, we will not going to build that, we have no time for that. You discount the card and you will get some spare parts from that. So this is one way of actually trying to find some parts. But there is even more, because you can actually rip off some of the facilities. You can destroy some of the facilities and take the parts from them and install them in the situation where you need that. So for example, as you can see here on the board, the research lab has this huge problem. Let me cheat a little bit. The research lab has this huge problem that the oxygen is not supported from the oxygenator. There is no connection, something is broken, and the oxygenator is not providing oxygen to the research lab. And you need to make some research. To actually make this action at this very moment, because this is a red cube, you have to spend oxygen from your general supply. And look at the board on the general supply, we have only one oxygen left, and it is done, and we will not have a chance to make this action anymore. So what we can do, we can science the shit out of this, and we can try to improvise, and we can try to get these oxygen connectors from other rooms. So for example, we can say, okay, we will not use crew quarters for a couple of rounds, so we'll take these connectors from crew quarters, we plug them into the research lab, and now we have the crew quarters broken, they are not working too well, but we fix their lab. We can make discoveries, we can examine some samples, we can do the stuff that we need, and then in the future we will, for example, use this part once again to fix the crew quarters. So, as I mentioned in many videos and interviews about the game, like Robinson Crusoe is a great adventure game that has tigers, King Kong, this crazy Jenny, and all these amazing stories, amazing adventures. Here in this game, it is a very thematic game. This is once again adventure game, but what is more, this game about managing resources, about managing supply, energy, food and oxygen, and what is more about managing spare parts, fixing the stuff, and looking what we need to fix, what we can leave broken. It is all the whole board that you have to manage and look which of these red cubes is a really pain in the ass for you and your team, and you have to fix it. And if you don't have a spare part, you have to break something else. This is all about taking the risk and thinking what's important for us in this particular round. So this is building. Once again, you can build new facilities, you can upgrade existing facilities, and what is more, and what is most often, you will fix existing facilities over and over again, trying to manage the problems in the habitat so they don't hit you too strongly. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends, please tell your friends about the game, please use the link below, whatever you are watching it on Facebook or YouTube or other different places. There's always a share button, so please, I really appreciate if you can share it with your friends, tell it about a game on the game forums or on the game sites, make some news about this. I really appreciate that. I worked on this game for more than 2 years, and now it's ready. I'm super excited, and I want you guys to help me spread the word about the game. In the next video, I will be recording in a couple of days, the next video, and in this video we'll be talking about the living block. So we are done with the explore, gather, research and building action. You know how these actions work, and now we can talk about how you will survive. This is a living block, and it will be about the crew quarters, how you rest, it will be about med lab, how you heal, and it will be about the control center, how you manage the malfunctions in the facilities. So this is about surviving. Take care, thank you for watching. Once again, please share it with your friends, I really appreciate that. Thank you, bye bye.